What? Really? By now everybody's got their notification in the game. The Alolan forms of Pokemon originally discovered in the Kanto region are coming to Pokemon Go. The official announcement reads, Trainers, sunny days are ahead. Whether your forecast calls for rain or shine, we're celebrating around the world by introducing some special Pokemon from the tropical Alola region to Pokemon Go. Get ready for some of the Pokemon originally discovered in the Kanto region to appear in their Alolan forms. Their Alolan forms at the top of the news notification is what the silhouettes are. These unique variants were first seen in the Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon video games, and they will make their way to Pokemon Go in the coming weeks. Doesn't say how long, just that they are coming soon. Keep an eye out for news relating to this exciting change, and don't forget to tell your friends, stay safe, and happy exploring. Now I'm going to go over each one of the Kanto regions that will be changing for the Alolan forms. Now we don't know how they're going to appear. They may have a different sprite shown on the screen, or it may be like shinies, and it could be just a random encounter for everybody. Nobody quite knows for sure. Time will only tell. So I've got some graphics to pull up, and it puts the Kanto version next to the Alolan version so you can tell the difference. So up first we've got Diglett over here. As you can see, on the right is the Kanto region, and on the left is the Alolan region. If you notice at the bottom, their types are different. The Kanto region is ground only, and the Diglett is ground and steel. Now this could very well change their movesets. It would only make sense that they get movesets that are appropriate to their types now, but again, we're not quite sure. Up next we have the evolved form of Diglett, which is Dugtrio, and as you can see the noticeable difference of the hair on Dugtrio. It is still continuing the ground for Kanto and the ground and steel type for Dugtrio. Up next we're going to do the Geodude family. As you can see, Geodude in the Kanto, which is currently the Pokemon Go, is ground and rock. And in the Alolan region, Geodude is rock and electric, so it loses its ground type but gains electricity. So this makes it maybe a little more effective against water, but still probably not going to be your best choice. This is going to be Graveler, as you can tell. Not a whole lot of difference, but kind of noticeable. And then last is going to be Golem, which is considerably noticeable difference. Not quite sure how this is going to play out in the meta of gym battles, but that is the Geodude family. Up next on our Kanto and Alolan comparison is Grimer and Muck. Currently Grimer and Muck are poison type only, but in the Alolan version they will have Dark added to their movesets. It might not make it the best attacker for a Dark because we have Tyranitar, but I think it's going to bring up a really good Dark type to be used. And there is our Muck variances. So as you can see, he went from a purple slime to like a rainbow goop. Okay, up next we have Meowth and Persian. In the Kanto they are currently a normal type. Their Alolan version will be a Dark type. So for people that don't have a lot of Dark type spawning or can't get a Tyranitar raid, this could be an option to help you when you need a Dark type. Now as you can see, Meowth and Persian are both kind of like a light tan color, and their Alolan version are going to be, looks like a faded blue-black combo. So we will see what movesets they get, and debate from there how much of a Dark attacker they can be. One of the more common Kanto Pokemon is Rattata. As you can see, currently in Kanto they are a normal type only. However, in the Alolan version they are a Dark and normal combo. The rat in Kanto is purple, and the Alolan version is a light smoke color. And then Rattata, as you can see, is a kind of like a dark tan. And then again in the Alolan version, Raticate is the smoke color with a brown belly. One of the more drastic changes for the Kanto to Alolan version is going to be Sandshrew and Sandslash. In the Kanto region, they are currently a ground type. In the Alolan version, they are ice and steel. Sandshrew is kind of like a yellow color with a white belly. As you can see, he turns into almost like a mist or a light blue color. And then Sandslash is the same thing. Really noticeable difference here. Tan with brown spikes versus white with blue spikes. And probably one of my most favorite changes from Kanto to Alolan region is going to be the Vulpix and Ninetales line. They go from a fire type to a ice type, and then when it evolves into Ninetales, it also picks up a fairy type move. Now ice and fairy are going to be double effective against dragon. We will have to check out Ninetales' defense stat to see if it can hold up to the dragon type attacks though. As you can see, Ninetales is a yellowish color and turns into a really pretty blue. Vulpix goes from red to white. I think this one's probably my favorite change from the Kanto to the Alolan region. Now, some of the Pokemon, such as Executor here, Execute does not have an Alolan difference, however, the Executor does, and it's really noticeable. It goes from like a palm tree with coconuts on it to a giraffe with coconuts on it. So it's going to be noticeably different. It goes from grass and psychic to grass and dragon. Now, grass is really good against dragon, and then doubling it with the dragon moveset, Executor could prove more viable in the meta once we figure out what moveset it's going to get. Also, another one that the first form doesn't change in the Alolan version is going to be Marowak. So Cubone will be the same from Kanto to Alolan. However, Marowak is obviously different. It goes from a ground type to a ghost and fire type. So we'll see what kind of moveset Marowak gets to maybe help the Gengar with the ghost moves. With the Kanto and Alolan versions now being introduced, it brings ones to question, will their stats be changed with the Alolan version versus the Kanto version? Now, in the main series games, Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, their stats do change, so that makes us lead to believe that their stats will be different in Pokemon Go. So, Ranked Boost has put together a formula based on the main series games of how they think the Kanto version and the Alolan version will stack up. With the introduction of the Alolan regions, it makes one wonder, will their stats be different from the Kanto to the Alolan versions? Now, in the main series games, Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, their stats were indeed different, which makes us believe that they will be different in Pokemon Go as well. Now, Ranked Boost has taken the time to break down the formula of how they were changed in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon and has applied that to the max CPs, because we don't quite know what their attack and defense stats are going to be for the Alolan versions yet, so we can compare the max CPs to decide how much of a defender or attacker they will be versus the Kanto region. So we're going to start with Executor. As you can see right here, I've got it pulled up. Executor's max CP is going to be 2916, and then the Executor Alolan region is going to be 2881. So not a big difference. With having that dragon moveset might make Executor a really good attacker against some of those dragon types. Up next, we're going to have Dugtrio. Not really a useful Pokemon right now, but it very well could be with the Alolan version. So Dugtrio is going to max out at 1,333 for the Kanto version, and it's going to be 1,587 for the Alolan version. So Dugtrio Alolan definitely gets a boost there, as well as adding the steel type attacks. Up next is Golem, which is very relevant right now, especially with the Ho-Oh raids that are going on. So right now, Golem is going to max out at 2,916 of your Kanto versions. The Alolan version is still going to be the 2916. So the Kanto region is rock and ground. The Alolan region will be rock and electric. So whether or not this is going to be effective against the legendary birds, because they are going to be weak to the rock and the electric attacks, we will have to see what moveset Golem gets to see if the Alolan version is going to be a addition to everybody's rock team. Up next is Marowak. right now is currently a ground type at 1691 for the max CP, and the Alolan is going to be the Fire and Ghost at 1691 as well. So that change in moveset could make Marowak a really good attacker, probably a glass cannon to go along with Gengar. And then up next we have Muck. His current CP is going to be 2,709 with just the poison type movesets currently. The Alolan version gains that dark and also stays at 2709. And then, as I said before, one of my favorite changes to the Alolan version is Ninetales. Currently just a fire type Pokemon with 2157. The Alolan version is going to get a little bit of a boost, 2184, but gains that ice and fairy type moveset. Again, depending on what its defense and attack stats are going to be, Ninetales could very well be a decent dragon type attacker. And then we have Persian, currently just a normal type, max CP of 1,539. The Alolan version turns into a dark type. Probably not the best dark attacker, but if you're running low on revives or have trouble getting dark types, Persian definitely could be a viable source for you to use, and it goes up to 1614. And that's going to be all of our new ones. I only covered the final stages because most people aren't going to use stages 1 or 2 if it has 3 phases, or they're not going to use the first stage if it only has 2 stages of evolution. So that's going to be everything for our Alolan region. And I'm really looking forward to the new release, how they release it, when they release it. I think it's going to add some excitement to get some new shadows to chase down. So now all the news about the new Alolan Pokemon has been covered, and hopefully you learned something from all the stuff that we covered earlier. And now we've come to a special part of the video. I'm going to actually have an extra ticket to GoFest, so instead of it going to waste, I'm going to give it to one of my lucky subscribers to my channel. So make sure you're on that subscribe bell button. Make sure that you get our latest information of all our episodes that we post. And how we're going to do this is, as soon as I get the registration email, I'll make a quick video saying that you have 1 hour from the time that episode is posted to make sure that you are subscribed. At the end of that hour, I will take anybody that is a current subscriber that is also in the US 48 states. We're going to only do the US 48 due to time restrictions and mailing. And at the end of that hour, I will take all the subscribers that are on my channel, and I will pick one random winner. That lucky winner I will get in contact with, and I will figure out your trainer name in the game and your shipping and mailing address, and I will get the bracelets and everything shipped out to you as soon as they come in. Good luck, everybody, and catch you on the next episode.